good evening, viewers. Good evening, Manchester United fans. You're here with Joel at the Red Devil Addicts studio. Mervin, Jürgen, Alex Telles from Sevilla, and Darren, who's still enjoying the summer in Cairns. He's got his winter shirt on today. Come on, Darren. Why are you wearing your winter shirt on? You're supposed to be in your United jersey today. But I can understand. I know
Bit
how
cold.
frustrated you are.
Yeah.
I know how frustrated you are.
I'm not in Kent. I'm not in Kent anymore, by the way.
Oh, really? Where did you take off to?
I'm on the East Coast in Noosa.
Oh, you're in Noosa now. Ah, nice.
Yeah.
I think
It should still be warm up there.
it should be.
Yeah, it's still
but
warm, but it gets cold at night time though.
right. But the internet no, but the internet seems to be worse compared to when you were out in the sunny of Cairns, the sunset of the Cairns.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, we could hear you and see you better when you were in Cairns, you know. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, perfect. It's still cold here in Melbourne anyway. Mervyn is still he's working. He's a good man. He's working, looking after all our patients.
Not at the moment.
He's in the studio. And so glad to have Jürgen back. Everyone has stolen his time away the last 2 days. So I said, all right, now we got Jürgen back. That's good. So yeah, guys, and Alex Telles has joined us. He hasn't shown his face yet. He's probably doing secret trainings behind the scenes. You know, we hope that we'll see him shortly. Get a good look on his face after the weekend's game that he played against Osasuna, isn't it? Alex, stop hiding there. Anyway, guys, it's a Tuesday, and I got to tell you, we're all still in that kind of mood. It's been 2 days since United's loss, and the stories that have been coming out over the last 2 days has been horrendous. Looking at the table every morning when I wake up, again, I always wait for when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is look onto the chat, either because now that Mervyn is on night shift, you know, either he or Darren would be tweeting or sending us information on if we have signed anyone or if something's important that we need to talk about. But it's been really quiet, guys, the last couple of days, and but I know there's a lot of stories out there. I mean, Cristiano has sort of made the headlines, and a couple of things that I think we decided that we wanted to have a chat on. We're not going to go into too much of the transfer news because nothing really much is happening. But I think one thing that we are going to drive today, and we're going to drive it all the way home, is talking about how all of us here as Manchester United die-hard fans, we love the club. We love the club so much that we want to see the Glazers leave. We want them to get out of this club. We want them to leave this club because all they have done is profited from this club, right? They've taken out money that should have been Manchester United's money. They've taken it out of the club and they've used it for their benefit, and they have not invested anything back into the club. I think all of you guys here share that same sentiments that I am talking about, and it is literally pathetic. The word pathetic, after watching Gary Neville talk and give us insight, and this is shocking. You know, I think Jürgen, we were talking earlier. Jürgen is saying he did a lot of research into what's actually happened, and he was telling us that how shocked he is that with regards to Old Trafford, there was nothing has been improved in Old Trafford. At the Sir Bobby Robson stand, sorry, Sir Brian, Bobby Charlton's stand. There was a lot of leakages during raining weather. There's a lot of problems. There's a lot of issues. When we were a stadium that was state of the art years and years ago, have literally fallen down the pecking order. Liverpool and Chelsea have plans on the way, and I heard, I think we've read something in the news that has come out the last couple of days, that the reason the Glazers didn't want to put any money into repairing the stadium or upgrading anything is because it's going to cost them 200 million to do it. So here's the thing. I want to get some thoughts from all you guys from this part, because today's show is about driving information that we've gathered over the last 2 days on our ownership that has caused this much of rippling effect down the drain. We've literally gone up the mountain and we have fallen from grace. Now let's start into it. Jürgen, can we get some thoughts from you first?
Okay, I think there's a few issues here. Obviously, Manchester United being a business and a private entity, we understand that, as an owner, you want to make profits and draw out dividends. That's fine. But the main issue is that you don't do it at the expense of the core reason why a club exists, right? The main reason why clubs exist is to get good games, win trophies. That's the most simplistic way of looking at things. It's just like running a private healthcare facility, for example. Yes, you want to be in it to make money, but not at the expense of patient care, right? You don't do things in a way that will impact the core reason why you exist. I think since ownership, what they've done is they've only been busy lining their personal pockets, and the main existence as an owner is to benefit themselves and nothing else. So they've put no thought into players, whether we win the league, don't win the league, qualify for Champions League or not. I don't think they have the Manchester United heart to care about that. That's what's really frustrating, and I don't think that's ever going to change, because somewhat we need to probably go back to back in the day where it's better if the owners are actually football fans, and it's better if they were Manchester United fans. Like, I wish that it's a club owned by its fans, some way. That way we know that the decisions made would be to benefit the club first, and then if it's profitable, great. If it's not, that's okay too.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and that's something I think Gary Neville mentioned to that heated argument. I think all of us saw that on various outlets. He had a heated argument with Jamie Redknapp, and he called Jamie Redknapp out of it. He said I called him out on it. He said, Jamie, you made comments about Daniel Levy or on Spurs, on the quality, but look at Daniel Levy over the last couple of years. He's put the money into developing a state-of-the-art stadium, right? He's brought in a manager to solve the problem, because they did get to the Champions League final, and it was very unfortunate they didn't win it, but they had the team to win it. But I think Spurs really looked at it and say, we really mean business. And they went out and got Conte, and they backed Conte. They backed him. We all saw that game against Chelsea. Now, looking at the brawl in the tunnel, looking at the brawl on the pitch. Now, that happens when someone really cares for his players, that someone really cares for the club. We didn't see that. We didn't see that at all at Manchester United. Not even the players. The players did not care on the pitch. Yeah. Now, there is definitely something that's going wrong with internally, because for them to actually feel this way, there is definitely something internal that's gone wrong. Now, I want to get some more thoughts into this. Let's Darren, can you hear me, Darren?
Yeah, I can hear you.
want to get some thoughts on you. I mean, you've lived in the UK for so long. You've followed Manchester United since you were 6, and you've loved the club. You've been very close to the club. You've seen the great days of Alex Ferguson. You've seen the great players come in. You've seen structure. You've seen the team win trophies. Now, these last 10 years, we've spent 1.25 billion, and out of that, the only player that literally that was a good signing, and that was Gary Neville himself who said it, was Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Everyone else, including Cristiano Ronaldo's second return to the club, has been poor. And you know, I want to get your thoughts into it with this ownership. What do you think, and how do you think that this is going to change? How are we going to help other fans around the world? We've got 1 billion fans around the world. Yeah, how do we rally them to oust the Glazers once and for all? Get them to sell the club. This is exactly what I'm talking about, of what Liverpool went through with Gillette and Hicks. Yeah, the fans had enough of it. So I want to get your thoughts on it, Darren. What can we do?
Yeah. So basically, I'm what I'm more frustrated about in the last 17 years is just the lies that they've given us. They've given us false hope, fake promises. They said they'll talk to us, and not once have they spoken to us. We've given them plenty of opportunities. We've had people over there, I think, Sky News, Sky Sports have been over there, where they live, and just try to get a message to them. Say to them, give a message to the fans. They're the fans out there. Anything you've got to say.
Yeah, that's the video that's been circulating in TikTok. Yeah.
I think to get the message out there now, we need. Do you hear me good or not?
We're losing you a little bit. I think we didn't get the last bit. It's probably your service in that area is pretty poor.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Do you want to move on? I'll try and.
No. We can hear you now. Probably you can give us some thoughts, and then we'll come back to you later. Sorry, the viewers, all the viewers. Darren is in a little bit of a predicament at the moment because he's moved from Cairns to Noosa. We all basically down under in Australia, where it's a beautiful country. Darren is sort of on a holiday. He's in Cairns and he's just moved to Noosa. So internet's been pretty bad. We'll get him back again, and we'll leave it with that note. We'll ask him the question. Let's probably get some thoughts from Mervyn, who's been a die-hard Manchester United fan as well, and you can see through his face he was really upset. And I think some of the media outlets were saying that Mervyn's service has been really I wouldn't say poor. People said that he wasn't smiling enough when he was what do you call that, checking them up, when all the sick patients, they all say he looks very glum. He's very angry when he checks us, he scolds us if we don't take our medication, like when before.
Well, Joel, I mean, you mentioning that after the game, I went back in to see some nurses. They were asking, "What's wrong with you?" So literally, because right. It's obviously evident how passionate we are. It does affect us.
Yep.
Like I said, our week starts with pretty much the weekend before.
Yep.
And a lot of the way we sort of decide how we're going to go about the week is definitely, well, I would say it's fortunately that we can enjoy. We say United is how pretty much dictates how our rest of the week is going to be.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, I guess, this is unfortunate. I think, like we said, it's going to be a vicious cycle. We are going to be at this sort of feeling over and over, but I think we definitely need to address the issues surrounding this. And obviously, Glazers are the biggest issue now. I mean, There are some comments looking through some of the reports out there. They're saying, maybe Fergie's got to be blamed as well because he supported Glazers buying the club. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I don't think he.
I mean, he endorsed. I mean, they use the word endorsed.
Look, see, at the end of the day, somebody can walk into the back room and say, Ferguson, look, they don't see. The Glazers would not even have a clue, or they wouldn't even go down that path of trying to tell Alex Ferguson what to do.
Oh no, for sure. Correct. And also,
yeah.
why they need to, because Fergie was doing well. He was he still has an ongoing winning run. So obviously they don't need to intervene, and they will allow him to make a lot of decisions. So
correct, which he did. I think he worked very closely with David Gill when he bought the players that he wanted. He bought the players that he needed in every single department. There was no way in one season he didn't get the player that he wanted, unless the player didn't want to come.
Yeah, okay, because we've seen success on the field, but now 9 years since Fergie left, they haven't had to show anything from a success point of view, except for Mourinho winning a.
Well, at least he won 3 trophies.
Correct.
Well, if we count the charity shield or the community shield as a trophy, then it's 3 trophies. But he still won us the League Cup, the Carabao Cup that time, and he also won us the Europa Cup. We have never won that cup before, and because of that, we actually won every single European competition in Europe that is there for club competition. We've won everything, and we're the only English club to do so. So which is great.
Yeah, true. And I mean, again, I think when the Glazers bought the club, obviously United were on a high. They were doing well on field, off field. They were getting a lot of major sponsors. I mean, Nike being one of the big ones, at the time, and so obviously there's nothing for them to lose in investing in the club. But since Fergie left, it's just pretty much gone downhill. But if you want to look back at the actual purchase of the club, I don't think you'll ever see I don't think the league will ever allow this to ever happen again. To buy.
That's a very good question. I want to go back to Jürgen on that. He being a financial expert.
Because they bought the club on debt and stacked the debt on the club. So United's always going to be on the losing end of this purchase of the club by the Glazers.
Of course, and I don't know whether they've sold most of their assets. Like look at what's happened to Barcelona. Barcelona has literally sold every single asset that they have to buy players just to sustain the football club. Just to sustain.
Darren, what's happening up there? Having a party.
Is Darren having a party there? Sorry, guys. Darren's in Nusa, so a lot of people are partying out in Nusa now.
So again, I think unfortunately, and this is moving on forward. I mean, I would say the Glazers have not shown any signs that that they really mean business. I mean, like you said, we have not heard a single word. I mean, I would have thought Glazers, obviously, they're a big entity. I mean, they have a big NFL club as well. I'm sure they must have their own media team to talk on behalf of them. We've not heard a single thing to say, hey, they've not even approached the fan base. I mean, I guess they must be talking all within the club. But I think we as supporters need to hear from them because we have no idea what their vision is for the club. I don't think I've ever heard.
But here's the problem, Mervin. See, the problem is the Glazers ain't going to come out and say anything because what can they possibly say that's going to pacify the fans? They literally. Yep.
From their perspective, if they're actually drawing out the same profits or dividends as they have been for the last 17 years, if not more, if they don't care about football, why would they come out and say things? Why would they need to protect the position? Because from their business side of things and the investment side of things, they're probably doing quite well.
Yep.
So because they don't care about the footballing decisions and the football side of things, we'll never ever hear from them, and they'll never need to have input. If Man U's revenue starts dropping,
Yep.
and they're unable to draw out any money, and they need to put in the personal funds to save the club,
That's when they'll start coming. Yeah.
That's
because I think
but
I think also to service the loan, they're paying already £60 million a year.
Per annum.
Correct. So so again, that's another loss of income, loss of money towards a player.
Yeah. You see, again, all of us read 2-3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. I think about 4 to 5 weeks ago. Yeah, I can't remember the exact date. Everyone was quoting that it was the dividend time. It was the dividends was paid to the Glazers. 11 million they've paid towards the owners, the Glazers. The Glazers took 11 million out. Now, here's the thing. Everyone, there was an article that came out today. Is it really the Glazers, or is it just the bad management inside the group? Now, who put that there? Who made those decisions for them to be placed in those hierarchies? Who made those decisions? Now, if I tell you honestly, this is something that we've been talking, and I want to make that, and the way we're going to make this difference is as correctly like what Jürgen said. The only way we're going to make this difference, and to every United fan out there, the 1 billion fans out there, we need to make a stand. We need to go out and talk to all the sponsors, every single one of the sponsors that has contributed to Manchester United, right? Because they wanted to be associated with Manchester United. They wanted to drive their brand using Manchester United as a brand, right? We need to go to them and ask them the tough questions. Are you okay to associate your brand with a losing factor, with a losing team? We are at the bottom today. Do you want to show that team viewer on the top of the jersey, in front of the jersey, right? For whatever business that they are doing, that they want to create that brand awareness, they want to show people why you should look to team viewer when you look at your IT solutions, because they want to take people away from their competition. So by associating with such a powerful brand like Manchester United to drive that message, they signed that deal, right? Now, we as fans, we can go to the stadium, we can protest. Darren, as you know, he's from the UK. He's seen it all. People have gone to protest. He's probably also gone to all these protests. People have done so much. They've even stopped a game from playing, right? Nothing's happened to the Glazers. Now, I think, guys, I reach out to all United fans out there and to all other United channels. We need to keep at this. The only way we're going to win this game is we got to make sure, the first thing, you have signed up for your season tickets. I understand that, right? Now, the only way we're going to be able to drive them out, it's got to hurt them from a revenue perspective. One of that is through the ticket sales, right? I know we are all United fans. I don't think anyone else may agree with me. I think some of the other outlets may not agree with me, but I always believe in one fundamental, right? Sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind. You've got to make the tough decisions. You've got to make the tough choices. And we've got to do it. And you know what, guys, we've said it. In a couple of minutes, right? We are going to do something. We've decided we're not going to tell anyone. It's a secret. We will get there. We want to go through this whole motion of it. And we are going to try and make some changes. If, they always say, if the three of us could make one little dent, and we can, and people see that little dent, I'm hoping and I am rooting for others to follow in the bandwagon, because we need to tell the Glazers to get out of this club. Get out. You do not deserve to own this club, right? Stop lining your pockets. At the end of the day, the first things first, this club is a football club. What endures the fans, what gives the fans support day in, day out? People pay money to go and watch their team perform, but not watch crap that has been coming out for the last 10 years, because they have lost the plot. They didn't hire the right people. You are hiring investment bankers to run a football club. You can talk to them about the business specter, but allow footballing people to run the day-to-day operations. We have not, and Ed Woodward, he never wanted to sign a football director. Now, my question is, can someone of you tell me what experience does Murto have in being a sporting director? Zilch, I think. Look,
I think
may be wrong.
he's even not the sporting. He's an assistant as well. I don't think he's actually.
Well, he seems to be parading himself everywhere in Turin, and when he went off to Barcelona, thinking we all thought that he was going to come back with Frankie de Jong. Nothing has happened with Richard Arnold. They've gone there and they've done nothing. We have not given our manager anything, right? We have not. Now, I ask you a simple question, Mervyn, right? If you're working in a hospital and you are going in now for a surgery, you're going to stitch somebody up, right? Now, if they in the hospital do not give you what you call those tools to perform the surgery, how are you supposed to perform the surgery, right?
I agree.
Correct?
Yes.
So it's the same fundamental. We went out and hired Ten Hag because we sold it to the fans that this was going to be a project, right? A project, right? Fine, we understand that it's going to be a project. Now, when you start a project and you have not given the person who is starting the project the right tools, you have set them up to fail. Any of you guys remember, was it Crystal Palace that brought in Frank de Boer? Right? I think it was Crystal Palace. I'm not sure who he signed for, but I think it was Frank de Boer with Crystal Palace or one of the clubs. But okay, I might have got my thing wrong, but I know Frank de Boer came to the Premier League. He was signed for a club in the Premier League. Now, what happened to him? 6 games, guys, 6 games it took him and he got sacked because they didn't give him what he needed, what he wanted. See, a lot of these managers, like Ten Hag, the last 2 games, I think a lot of us have witnessed. You can't blame him because he came to this league not knowing what the league is all about. Well, he's got a bitter lesson. He literally got a lesson by not even the big teams. He got a lesson from mid-table teams. He got smacked by a mid-table team who was promoted probably 2 seasons ago, or was it last season that they got promoted from the first division? He got humbled by them because he does not know enough about the league. Right. Now, that on that factors, there could be various points, yeah. But you did not give him the players he wanted, right? Let's even go let's go back to what United have needed over the last 3 years. We've needed a center defensive midfield. We needed a CDM. It's not even taken 3 seasons to deliver that. Now, how do you expect Ten Hag to form? Now, what happens, guys? Have we all thought about this? This is the first time all of us are seeing Manchester United 20th place in the Premier League. Now, let me tell you this. When do we start panicking? Right? Remember, the football has changed. the dynamics of football has changed. People know, like for example, Brighton and Brentford knew how to play Manchester United. They knew what our weaknesses were. We didn't have a clue because the players that played in there have been there for the last 2 years, who did not give a rat's ass, sorry for my French, who didn't care enough, right, to play for the badge, right? And they still got picked because he had no other choice. He had no other choice because we did not give him what he needed.
Joel, just to add on that something that we haven't really spoken about as well is a lot of our players are national players.
Yep.
And they're going to be away for a month for the first time in history during mid-season at the World Cup.
Yep.
So with the squad depth that we have at the moment, if they pick up injuries or if they're just too tired or burnt out, we're in serious trouble. It's going to get worse and worse.
Correct.
I think to be honest, I think as a coach, I will not allow any of the players to go because, to be honest, they don't deserve to be in the national team if they get playing like this. But unfortunately, we'll know that the national team coach will have their favorites from the United squad, regardless how they perform. And obviously, the two main ones that I know for some reason, Maguire seems to be Gareth Southgate's favorite defender. And I think Ronaldo purely is there because of
he's definitely a starter. There's no doubt
just
about
because
it.
of him being the player he is. That
yeah.
So I don't think the others they deserve. Maybe Ilenga might play for
Sweden. I think he might. Victor Lindelof. Isn't Victor Lindelof the captain?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
But then again, how do you pick Victor Lindelof if he's not going to play day in, day out? If the coach will be thinking, but you see, those national teams who do not have a variety of talent may be forced to take the players that are not even starting. But Holland, for example, I'm quite certain Malaysia is probably one of the few that's definitely going to probably start on the left back if he's going to play, or he's definitely going to the World Cup. Who the other person? If and when we do sign Frankie De Jong, he's definitely going.
And I think Eriksen will go as well.
Yeah, and for Denmark, of course, Eriksen will definitely go. But the England squad, they may not take Rashford. But Rashford is not guaranteed a spot because you get so many things.
He hasn't performed the last 2 seasons.
Exactly, his mind is not here. I don't know where his mind is, and the thing is, he's just not. Yeah, and you're right, Jürgen. We are in a very different time as this year. It's a special year because World Cup is being played in winter in most of the leagues, and it's in December during the November-December period. That's when it actually heats up.
And guys, and the other thing to be mindful, because it's being played in Qatar, they're going to be dealing with a very, very warm weather. Yeah,
well, it's a little bit cooler than normal. That's the reason they picked December, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Qatar during that time is not at a scorching heat.
Definitely,
Okay. But they're cool. Definitely. Huh?
Yeah, their cool is still above 35 degrees, Joel.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, they are air conditioning the stadium, I think.
Correct. But all of those things are all very, very.
Because weather does play a big factor in every period.
It does. But as I said, it's going to be very different conditions. You guys all remember when we had the World Cup in Korea and Japan in 2002. A lot of the national teams actually came to places like Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand to actually have their last and final warm-up games and to sort of do training because they wanted to acclimatize to the weather. Most English players would have probably acclimatized to it already now because of the scorching heat that they're having in Europe and the UK at the moment. but going to Qatar is a whole different ball game. But again, going back to Jürgen's point, he's right. We don't have the squad depth to be able to handle these kind of things, because all we need is one injury, and that's it. And look at the latest news. We're planning to we've literally transfer listed a player that I think should have been given a chance, a player that should have been at least utilized as a CDM, Ghana, right? We've just transfer listed him and waiting for someone to come and pounce. He was supposed to be our youth team. Darren was mentioning this in the last 2 days. I cannot understand why isn't Ghana playing. And Darren did a video. I think, was it today? I think he did a video. He was really disappointed. He was gutted to find out that Ghana has been transfer listed. Now, see, these are the things which I don't understand.
And Joel, I think the problem is because of money. They're scraping the barrel now, looking for who they can sell and has a potential to get some fundings for their to fund for future transfers. That's the problem. So it still goes back to the root cause of all this.
See, Mervin, you're right. Now here's my question. Number one, we still have players sitting down in that. Yes, we've got rid of a lot of players. Yeah. Hey, welcome back, Darren. Can you hear us? We thought you went for a swim. You got into your bathing, your bathers, and you went out for a swim.
Darren, you're on mute at the moment.
Ah, you muted yourself.
Yeah.
Yep, that's better.
Yeah, you got all your internet sorted out. Okay.
I think so.
You got.
We'll find out in a minute when I start speaking. Can you hear me good?
Yeah. Now I can hear you. Yep. But your
Darren, I think the best thing to do is, because you have a bandwidth, why not just take off the video and just keep your voice? Maybe it might be better. At least we can hear you. So everyone knows how you look.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, because I think it's probably taken up your bandwidth. Don't worry, Darren has just gone to change into his bed as he's going in for a dip.
I think in regards to your, who can we sell? I guess, like you said, we've sold a lot of players. So the ones who are still
actually, we didn't sell them. Mervin, we didn't sell them.
Yeah,
They all went on free transfers. The only player we sold was Andres Pereira. So how are we meant to raise this money? If we go based on what I've done some research, Team Viewer pays about £55 million a year, right? That's 55 million. That money has gone to sign Lisandro Martinez, right? Okay. Now Tezos, another brand, another big brand, is giving out, I think, 20 million a year, right? And I would say DXC probably about 24 million, right? Now, with that's 44 million. Okay. Now, let's see. I need to check what Cadbury is paying, what DHL is paying, because I'm sure Chevrolet is paying something. Maybe not as a main sponsor, but they are contributing something to have their brand presence in their website. So if I put all of it together, their sponsorship on a yearly basis itself should be able to cross at least 150 million pounds. I'm quite certain, yeah? And that's not even taking into I've just mentioned 4 or 5 names there, yeah? That's not even if we took 25 million away from Adidas initial sponsorship, that's still a good 50 million, right? Now, yes, we would have got some money back from the EPL in terms of TV rights, right? We wouldn't have got the top dollar, but we've got something, 50, 60 million from there, right? Now, we also would have got, excuse me, we also would have got money from being in the Europa League. Yeah, it's not the Champions League, but we would have got some money. So we would have had a total sum of about $250 million based on commercial and for us qualifying for the Europa League, and of course the TV rights that the EPL pays us for playing in the Premier League. So we finished sixth year last year. We would have got some money. So if I were to amount all of that 250 million. Now, I'm not asking you to invest that whole 250 million. It would have been really good. It would have been really nice if we invested that 250 million in. Now, if you had taken at least 200 million and say this squad, like what actually, come to think of it, Ralph Ragnick mentioned it and he said it. This team needs an open heart surgery. Now, that 100 million would not have solved all the problems, but it would have solved at least 50% of the problem or even 40% of the problem. You need at least 3 to 4 windows to get us back to where we are. But at least we needed to have a good window for us to at least compete in one of those competitions and hopefully bring home a trophy or two. Maybe.
Joel, sorry to interrupt, but I just did a quick review of, I've just Googled some few things about the business model of Manchester United. Sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
But, essentially they're saying, in a typical year, United brings about 240 million in sponsorship money.
A year, right?
A year.
So I was right.
Yeah. And then from a retail point of view in merchandise, we don't have a more recent one than from 2019, but because due to COVID and everything,
yep.
In 2019 was 141 million, and during the COVID time, they only dropped 5% from that. So, again, it's a small thing.
So it's a small dent, small dent.
And, their commercial revenue is about 345 million.
Yep.
And we haven't forgot about the broadcasting revenue.
Right, correct. And also the broadcasting right for us being qualified into Europe.
Correct. So that's 173 million. And, match day revenues, that's around 100 million in overall. So, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
And we're not seeing it. Unfortunately, you know what?
Let's say we're servicing the interest. Okay.
Correct.
Let's talk to Jürgen. How much do you think our operating costs could be, Jürgen? Just a rough figure from getting 500 to 600 million on a yearly basis. Our operating costs with all the players' wages and insurances and other stuff and all that. What do you think the figure is? And in terms of where the kind of money that we're getting, how much do you think from a ballpark figure perspective? Coming from a financial background, would you think, and knowing them as a business person, business people, how much money do you think our operating costs in Manchester United would be?
I think, it's quite tricky to tell, but a simplistic way of looking at it, I think most likely it'll be around 2/3 of annual revenue.
Right. Okay. So what's 2/3 of 600 million total total revenue?
About 400.
200. Okay. So now you've got $400 million, which in fact that you say you take out 60 million to service the loans, right? You still got I would say you still got about 150, 200 million that you can actually spend on transfers. And all of that can even come down because not forgetting the kind of players that you're going to be selling in the market as well. So your net spend on a season could be around probably 150 million or 100, even less, slightly lesser with that, offsetting the fact that we've gone out and spent 200 million to buy players, and we've probably sold about players for ranking up to about 50, 60 million. So net spend could have been 140 million. Now 140 million plus 200 million, that's 340 million. Put into the 60 million that you are actually servicing the loans, the interest on the loans. That's $400 million. You got a clean profit of 200 million now, 200 million. And don't forget, there was another report that came out. We had 250 million in our trust account, which has been wiped out by the Glazers. Now, as fans, why did that happen? What did they take that money for? That money don't even belong to them. That belongs to the club. That belongs to United's trust fund, right? I think these guys are robbing the club daylight. They're trying to line their pocket. How much is enough to them? See, this is the points that I wanted to make today, because enough of the fact that we're talking about everything. Let's just take one step back and look at one simple fundamental of looking at this whole thing, right? Cristiano Ronaldo became a business when he started performing on the field, right? He was a footballer. He didn't just come there as a young kid and became the best player in the world and got all the revenues thrown at him, right? He had to perform on the field. He had to show his discipline. He had to work hard. He had to be the best at what he did. Today, he's reaping the benefits because he became a brand. So people then commercial value threw money at him to be associated with him because he's a brand, and his brand promotes winning. His brand promotes good conduct. How many times have we seen brands pull the plug on players who have got in trouble with the law, right? Why is that? Why did they pull the plug? Tiger Woods suffered that, didn't he? Didn't Serena Williams suffer that when she had that misconduct out here? Was it? I think it was out here in the Australian Open, right? Right. Now, tell me, why did they pull the plug? Because the brand did not want to associate themselves with such nonsense. Now, I'm reaching out to Team Viewer. I'm reaching out to Tezos. I'm reaching out to Adidas. I'm reaching out to every single brand that have paid money to be associated with this great club. Why aren't you guys pressuring the owners and asking them a goddamn question? Because this is ludicrous. This is ridiculous. They have done nothing but drop the standards of football, drop the standard of our brand, because the owners are completely incompetent. They are the burglars of Manchester United. They have cheated the fans. They have upsetted the fans. We have to do something. Something needs to be done because this is ridiculous. How much more pain do we want to endure? Looks like Mervyn is going to be, me and Jürgen and probably Darren will be checking into his hospital soon.
And Joel, I just did a video on the way here. But, part of what I mentioned is yes, we are suffering, but what I'm worried is the future generation of fans. I mean, we at least got to see United's glory moments, but now with the upcoming young United fans, United are eventually going to be irrelevant.
Correct.
No one's going to know United.
And can you name some of the clubs that we were talking about the other day, Mervyn, who have not shown relevance, who people have forgotten?
Like we talked about. We talked about Nottingham Forest.
Correct.
Nottingham Forest, Blackburn Rovers,
exactly.
Newcastle. I think they won the league at least once.
Yep.
Yep.
All of them have become irrelevant.
Correct. But Nottingham, Nottingham is back in the Premier League. So
after how many years?
Yep. Can't remember. But at least they've got one of our players there, Dean Anderson. Talking about that.
Jesse Lingard gone there as well.
Jesse Lingard, but Jesse Lingard's left the club. At least Dean Anderson's on a loan.
On a loan, yeah, he's on loan there. Yeah.
And there's a talk about him being maybe asking to come back.
That's going to be interesting because you remember, I think was it 2 weeks ago, he was actually he made his feelings known to the public of what Manchester United promised him and what didn't happen. That's going to be I don't know how that's going to play out, but that's going to be a difficult one because what I heard is Darren mentioned that they are United's actually jumped back into the market for a goalkeeper as well. Correct, Darren?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. So that's going to be pretty interesting. So guys, where do we go from here? What do you think? Do you see a change coming? I mean, I didn't see it for the last 2 days, but I don't know. Maybe it's early days. But do you guys see a change? Do you think there's not enough noise being made for change to happen? How much do you force I always believe in something. If you really want to force something out, you got to keep nudging at it, and I'm hoping. I know Darren has been quietly rallying up his troops in back in the UK to make sure they march and drive as much as they can to drive the Glazers out of Manchester United. I know that's part of his plan, isn't it, Darren? You're remote controlling it from here, from down under.
Just writing my notes down now.
So let's. I mean, where do we go from here, guys? Let's see what can we actually do. What can we do? What do you think? I don't know, Jürgen. What do you think we can do?
I think there's a lot of. I haven't really spoken about post-match after Brentford. There's a lot of problems off and on the pitch. Like, for example, just the second goal. Yes, Ten Hag's playing style is play from the back. Start and then move forward. But when you see two strikers pressing at the 18-yard box, as a keeper, they always used to tell us, like, if in doubt, just kick it up. Like, he should have that basic game knowledge to not play that flat, straight ball through the middle when there's somebody pressuring your defensive midfield.
I think it was Ericsson that got pressured, isn't it?
Yes, Ericsson, because Ericsson was playing as a CDM.
And it was pretty much man to man. And when you're man to man, regardless of what the manager tells you, it's always safety first. So
no footballing IQ.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also we already knew that was going to happen. If the managers just had to have a look at the game before against Brighton
exactly
to see what they did. So it's no brainer, and it's a bit sad to see that maybe Ten Hag has to realize, okay, we cannot have the same template of play each game.
See, the thing is, Mervyn, he can. See, the thing is, a lot of teams do it. Liverpool does it. Manchester United, Man City does it. But they have the players to do it, so they understand how to play from the back.
But Joel, I think I agree. We have the players to do it, but are they at that standard now?
They're not.
Because
not Manchester United, but City and Liverpool, yes.
But even City and Liverpool, in that position, the keeper would not have played a flat ball to the CDM.
Yeah. Correct.
You don't have to do it every single time. You've got to switch on and kick it out. We don't care if it was kicked out for throw in. We don't care. It ended up at the back of the net. Which is
See, this is where I felt that Ten Hag. I think a few journalists have called him out on it. That he look. A lot of people were talking about how Lisandro is very short. He's 5'10". He doesn't have the aerial presence and all of that. Now, I understand that. Patrice Evra didn't have that as well. We also had a shorter centre backs before. I think for a moment, I think Gabriel Hensel also played in centre back. He wasn't that tall, but he had other qualities. He had other attributes. How tall is Nemanja Vidic? I know Vidic made a lot of mistakes in his initial stages, but he grew into the game. So we can't fault Lisandro Martinez into it. But I could have used Lisandro Martinez as a defensive midfielder because he has played there before, right? I would have gone with two because if you look at it, what muscled him off the ball was the two strikers. What's it? Bomoma. How do you pronounce his name? Yep. And was it Tony? Yeah.
Tony. Yeah.
They both muscled him off the ball because they knew they had to go after him. Now that stopped when Varane came in. Yeah. When Varane came in, it played a very different. It changed. Yeah. But what I was trying to get back is, look, at the end of the day, you see, the thing is, he had no choice, but he wanted a left-footed defender, right? Now, a left-footed defender, Lisandro Martinez fixed that position. Now, it'll take him time to get there because don't forget, last season, Man City, Fernandinho played at centre back. Yes, he would carry the ball out of centre back and attack as a team, but they conceded a lot of goals because Fernandinho was playing at the back. But they had enough players to go. We all saw the last game. We completely ditched Manchester United games towards the tail end of last season. We wanted Man City to win the title. We didn't want Liverpool to win the title. We were supporting Man City, even though nobody else would have backed us to do it. It's a complete sin in the UK, right or not, Darren? That's a complete sin, right? Supporting Man City. But but we all saw what they did and how they came back. They were 2 goals down, and in 2 games they were down by 2 goals. One game against West Ham, they came back and drew that game, right? And the last game against Aston Villa, 2 goals down, coming back and winning 3-2. Guys, that's a mentality Manchester United invented. It was a Fergie time. It was never give up, no matter how bad you are. Now, all of that has changed because I have one simple fundamental. It's from the top right down to the bottom, right? If your standard is here and now your standard has dropped right bottom, and that clearly shows in that league table that we are last. If we don't solve this problem, if we don't do anything as soon as possible. Look, history, if we go back to 30 years ago, history in 1992 when the Premier League started, yes, Manchester United lost to the first 2 games, right? And they went on and won the league, right? Now, we would all love it. We would all like it for history to repeat itself. But unfortunately, in this era, things are a little bit more different. The players, I would say, the younger generation of players are not as hardcore as what we had before. So the man management of the team is very, very important. Yeah. And now, if you are not given the tools to do it, because I'll tell you this, and you mark my words now, this can get easily very, very bad for Erik ten Hag. I do not want it to come to a point where we're going to end up sacking him because results are not going our way. The worst timing is we're going to play Liverpool next week, right? You know what's the only comforting thing? Yeah, they got 2 points. But did you guys see that? Did you guys see that game against Crystal Palace? I tell you, it is very frightening with the way Liverpool played against Crystal Palace. They were very unlucky, but the movement of the ball, the movement of the team, and Crystal Palace was sharp enough to defend. Yeah, they were sharp enough to defend against the Liverpool side. But going forward, I tell you, if we are not careful, that can be another hammering, and that hammering we're not going to recover from. Now, I am just hoping.
Fair, it's not only Liverpool. I watched the mini matches of pretty much all the games last weekend.
Yep.
All teams are looking hungry, fit. They've got the fire. Even Nottingham Forest, Leeds United, Aston Villa. They were going till the end.
Yep.
They're all looking. I'm a bit concerned, to be honest.
Yep. And I think that if what you're saying is right, Jürgen, I mean, I was just too devastated watching all the other game, but I did want to watch Liverpool for one simple reason, because I wanted to get an idea of what are we up against. The fact is we know what we're getting up ourselves against. Yeah, we know what we're going up against. Yeah, but I wanted to see for myself what could possibly go wrong, and I can tell you, if luck is not on our side on that day, as what Jürgen said, all other clubs have become smarter, have become fitter, and they know how to play football. Because if we don't do anything now, I'll tell you this, we are going to end up playing relegation battle.
everyone knows our weakness as well.
Correct.
And that's another thing. They know our, like, I don't know if you heard it before, after the Brentford game. The manager knew the weakness of our, the main we got a lot of weakness in the team.
Yeah.
They knew, where to target us, and it happened, and they did that, and every team's going to do that now, because they, and that's how they're going to win games, because we're easy to play against.
Yep. No, you're right. You're right. And I don't know, guys, but look, I have an idea, and I know I'm going to get the buy-in of all fans. Now, we need to make something happen, and we're going to do it in this show. This show, as I said, if we can cause a little bit of a dent, I'm quite certain people will rally against us. People will rally around us. Sorry, not against us, but people will rally around us, and they will all do what they need to do, because we need a change of ownership. Look at what happened with Chelsea. Chelsea, unfortunately, Roman Abramovich, because of the troubles in Russia and him being in Russia, the English government stepped in, and they went through 20 names of billionaires before they picked the right billionaire with the right sort of, well, as what we know now, as what we see now, pick the right owner for Chelsea, right? And I think, again, it's very early days. Yes, he's going out there, he's being flamboyant about it. He's telling everybody, I'm going to sign this person, I'm going to sign that person, but he's delivered on his promise in terms of the players that he's signed for Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel. And that was evident in the way Chelsea played against Spurs the other day, even though it boiled, the brawl boiled and everything boiled, but they still put out a very good team, and they were dead set. And I think that's sort of steadying the ship. The ship, yeah, it's sort of steadying the ship. Now, we need to do something, or we need to create something to ensure that more and more people like us, passionate fans like us, will do this. Now, I have an idea, guys, and I think I've been planning this for a long time. And as I mentioned in our chat earlier, the only way we are going to sort of have a start is to reach out to each and every one of the sponsors out there through our show and ask them to comment. I want them to comment on what is it that is how are they feeling with their brand being associated with a losing team, with a team in trouble, with a team of spotlight for all the wrong reasons in the press. Do you think that's going to be? Yes, everyone says good press, bad press is still press. People are still reading about it. Eyeballs are still there. We're still talking to these people, and all that is well and fine. But what we are realizing is, and what Mervyn and Jürgen mentioned just now as well, Darren, you might have missed that, but this is what they mentioned. The younger generation are completely forgotten about us. They are only there because people like us have taught our children or teaching our children to follow Manchester United, to follow the club. But all of those things are going to disappear if we don't do something to it now. If we don't, we are going to be the next Nottingham Forest. We are going to be the next Leeds United. Because as a brand, nobody even remembers that Eric Cantona came from Leeds United. Rio Ferdinand, as a pundit today, came from Leeds United. Yeah. And Harry Kewell, down here in Australia, what a player he was for the Australian team. Yeah. Harry Kewell played for Leeds United. Nobody, don't go so far. Mark Viduka played for Leeds United. Mark Viduka is an Australian, right? Now, he played for the Australian national team. he played for Leeds. Can you tell me, on an average, we go out there today, do we even know any Leeds United fans? That's how bad it has gone. Because the people that probably knew Leeds are the people of the yester generations.
Minimum 35 to 40 years old.
40 years old, say. Now, do we want United to be in that situation? Do we really want to go down that path? Because I can tell you, from what I'm seeing now, it is going down that road. I have never seen United, even the seasons that they've left Ferguson, even Moyes' worst season did not start the season being last on the league, right? I'm hoping and I am praying, I'm asking the man upstairs, the powers that me, please lift the United team up. Give them some grace. We need your grace. We are reaching out to the powers that be. Yeah. Now, guys, what I'm going to do is, as I mentioned, I want to get in. Let's get in contact with our sponsors. What do you guys say to that? Let's get in touch with some of the sponsors. I want to hear them comment. Now, I've got a couple of numbers here that I've taken down, some research. Mervin, did you manage to get Adidas?
No, Joel. I'm still actually. That's why I'm sorry. I'm actually paying attention. I'm actually doing some work and looking for the Adidas, and I'm actually sorry.
He's
because I got caught up with some work earlier, but I'm trying to do everything. I'm multitasking.
He's multitasking and he's doing work for the Red Devil Addicts, which is great. But you know what?
I shouldn't be telling that. I'm being paid to work in the hospital.
But this is much more fun, isn't it? Well, we won't tell your bosses that. Guys, I've got this guy from D. Well, his name is.
Sorry, Joel, before you go, I've just found the marketing manager for Adidas for Manchester United on LinkedIn, so I'll try to message.
Does he have a contact number?
No.
No. We need to reach him by okay. Look, we've got our Twitter account anyway, so let's tweet to him. Let's ask him a question on the tweet. Let's tweet to him. But what we will do is we will try and call the people that we probably have some contact. Look, I've got this guy here. Now, his name is Chris Drumgool. He's from DXC. So he was one of the guys that if you look at the press release, he was one of the guys that got in touch, or not got in touch, but who was there and also gave a comment that he wanted to unify two brands together, two powerful brands together to make this a good working relationship and all that. But that hasn't translated. This is where I think as a brand custodian of that brand, he should be asking that question. Look, we don't know. He could be asking those questions. He could be. But let's see if we can actually make a few calls and find out. Now, I've got his phone number here, and I'm going to try and call him. We're going to try and do it on air. Okay. I will get that phone number done. 1 second now.
We might need Thomas, Matthew, and Speed Dial here.
No, but I don't think it's illegal for us to do that. We can actually. We're a YouTube channel. We've got a news desk. All of us are creating the news. Our editor-in-chief is Mr. Darren. So, what do you guys say to that? Shall we?
Why not?
Why not?
It's worth a try. Go for it.
Worth a try. Let's do this. I am going to call Mr. Chris Drumgool. That's he's from DXC. Let's try and see if we can get him on the line. Right. Let's see. 1 2 0 3 4 5 0. Can you guys hear my phone ringing?
Nope.
No.
Are you on speaker?
Yep.
Joel, I think because your
Yeah.
mic is connected to the laptop, you'll have to remove the audio.
Okay.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 20345034335 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Good evening, good night here from Australia.
Press 1 to listen to your message. Press 2 to
Oh my.
That was quick.
Guys, sorry, I was trying to leave a message for Chris Drumgoole. Let's try and call him again. Can you guys hear my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can. Yep.
Okay, let's try and call him again. He's from DXC. Can you guys hear my phone?
Yep.
We'll leave him a voicemail.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 20345034335 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Mr. Chris Drumgoole, hi, this is Joel from the Red Devil Addicts. We've got a question and we want you to answer our question. If you can get in touch with us, we want to ask you, as a key person in the DXC group, as one of the sponsors for Manchester United, how do you perceive the current situation of Manchester United and your brand? As you stated in one of your press releases that you wanted to see a synergy and two most powerful brands going at it. Now, I would like you to comment on to find and also get a comment from you of how are you perceiving with this current situation with Manchester United being last on the ladder. Do you want to see your brand associated with losing? Do you want to see your brand being at the bottom of the ladder? I'm quite certain that's something that you are looking at very seriously, and I trust that you will do the right thing. I think this all comes down to the owners, and we ask of you. We ask of you to please ask the questions to the powers that be at United. What's happening? Thank you very much. Again, you've got Joel, Mervin, Darren, and Jürgen from the Red Devil Addicts YouTube channel. We are passionate fans. We want answers. Thank you. Well, guys, that's Mr. Chris Drumgoole from DXC. We've just signed a deal with them as a sleeve sponsor, and they are also a sponsor that is looking at developing and improving our online presence, our app, and every aspect of the digital side of Manchester United. Yeah, if you guys go in, you'll be able to see that. Now, I've got the phone number for Tezos. Shall we give them a call? They're a blockchain company. Let's probably give them a call now.
Thank you for calling Harvard Business Services. Please note that your call may be recorded for quality control purposes. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. Para español, oprima el ocho. To form a new company or ask questions about forming a new company, please press 1. For all franchise tax and registered agent payments or questions, please press 2. For EIN or tax ID questions, please press 3. If you need to change your contact information or speak to the mail center regarding mail forwarding services, please press 4. For all other inquiries, please press 5. To dial by employee name, please press 6.
Let's press 5, yeah? Let's see who we get.
9.
It's ringing. I bet you 1 billion fans are ringing them as well.
Yep, let's hope so.
I think they've been told to take off their phone and not answer the phone because, you know, these four guys from the Red Devil Addicts are trying to get in touch with them. I think they've heard us call. Hi, who are we speaking to? Lauren? Do you work for Tezos? Tezos? Oh, we must. Right. Okay. You don't work for Tezos, yeah? No, I'm asking Tezos. T-E-Z-O-S.
No, I don't.
You don't. Okay, that's fine. We got the wrong number. That's all right. You have a lovely day. Don't know whether they told us to lie, but that's the number I got. But anyway, we're not going to give up. We're not going to give up. We're not going to give up. Guys, it's Manchester United. We can't give up.
Joe, did you manage to get the number for TeamViewer? Because if you go on their website,
yep,
they've still got Paul Pogba in a Manchester United jersey, so we might need to advise them to remove that.
Look, I'm trying to get TeamViewer was I'm trying to find. Look, I found the president of Tezos. Her name is Alison Mangero. I'm trying to reach to her. Maybe we might need to reach her through Twitter. You know, we'll get Darren. You need to tweet to her. I'll give you her name, right?
Joe, I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay.
All right, no problem. Can we get TeamViewer on the line? Let's see. Let's see, where is TeamViewer? Great. Guys, any chance if you guys anyone has TeamViewer's number? Let's try and get it. Let's try and get it together. You know, we're not gonna let this go.
+618.
1 second. Okay. +618
7325.
Yep.
6900.
All right. Let's try them. The CEO marketing department.
Welcome to TeamViewer. You are calling outside our business hours. Please contact us on teamviewer.com/support and we will get back to you shortly.
What's the opening hours?
No, we've contacted them outside their business hours.
Let's try the UK number. +44.
Yep, let's do that. +44
208
208
099.
Yep.
7265.
Let's call them. Darren, we're calling your country.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling TeamViewer. In order to provide you with the best possible service, please choose from the following options. If you are using the free version of TeamViewer and need support, please press 1. If you'd like to purchase a license, or if you're interested in updating or extending your current license, please press 2. If you have purchased TeamViewer and require technical assistance, please press 3. If you require accounting or billing assistance, please press 4.
Let's call them accounting, yeah? Let's call the accounting department.
Thank you. If you have received a letter from our debt collection agency, please press 1. For all other accounting related questions, please press 2 or hold the line.
We'll hold.
Joe, I think you'll need to ask to speak to the person in charge of the Manchester United partnership.
Yep. The sponsorship department.
Yeah.
They've suddenly gone quiet.
If you are calling about our remote access license, please press 1. For business, premium, corporate, or tender license, please press 2. If you are calling about Frontline app, please press 3. Thank you for calling TeamViewer Frontline, formerly Ubamax Frontline. Please hold while we connect your call.
We're hopefully getting to speak to someone shortly.
Hi, Farid, TeamViewer. How can I help you?
Hello, good evening. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Farid Gulia. How can I help you?
Farid, is it Farid? Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, that's good.
Okay, Farid, you are based in the UK?
We are in Germany.
You're in Germany, so you are in the headquarters.
Yes, exactly. The support is only.
Right. Okay, good. We are actually calling from the Red Devil Addicts news desk. Now, we want to speak to your sponsorship manager or the person who has done the Manchester United sponsorship. We want to ask a comment from him or her.
Well, you can only write an email to marketingteam@teamviewer.com because we are technical support, doesn't have access to this information and no contact for marketing. On the email marketingteam@teamviewer.com.
What email should we email to?
marketingteam@teamviewer.com.
1 second, I'm just taking it down. Who can I address it? Do you know who is in marketing?
I have no idea, to be honest. Just
Okay, give me the email address again.
marketingteam@teamviewer.com.
Marketing team
@teamviewer.com.
at teamviewer.com, yeah? Right, okay. Now I thought probably maybe you can help us convey a message as well. If you can, we will definitely be sending our English correspondent will be sending an email to them regarding our matter, but we also wanted to maybe if you could pass on a message from the news desk of the Red Devil Addicts down here from Australia. We wanted to find out how are they viewing their sponsorship of Manchester United in their recent failures on the field, and how does I would like to know a comment. I would like to get a comment from them on how this is affecting your brand, especially being associated with Manchester United.
I have no idea about this information. I'm just tech support.
I know, sir. No problem. I know your tech support.
And that's why I cannot give you information. I'm just supporting the customers for their license.
Right. Okay. We are also customers, but we also want to say we like TeamViewer, but we also want to find out if TeamViewer is supporting Manchester United. Are they happy with their sponsorship being associated with losing? That's what we want to do. If you cannot comment, it's okay. But if you can send our message to your manager.
That's why I have no access to this information.
Sorry.
Manchester United is an enterprise account. I don't have access to the information.
Okay, so we can speak to marketing. Marketing should have those information, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay. How do you pronounce your name again?
My name is Farid.
Okay, Farid, thank you so much, Farid, for at least giving us the email address of TeamViewer. But if you can pass on our message to the marketing people to actually ask them and tell them that, we are all very upset and disappointed that, TeamViewer is such a great company being associated with Manchester United in terms of their sponsorship. And we want a comment. We want to know how are they approaching this? How are they have they raised these concerns with the powers that be? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Okay, that was quite interesting. Even though we got through just the tech support, I'm just going to plug in my headphones now because you guys wouldn't have been able to hear my conversation with TeamViewer. So, okay, and I am back. Can you guys hear me now? Darren, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I think I'm the only one here.
Mervyn had to attend to a patient. Where's Jürgen? Is Jürgen coming back?
Jürgen, he's left. I don't think he's coming back.
Okay, so well, we tried to reach we tried to reach DXC, which is the new shirt sponsor, Mr. Chris Drumgold. We left a voicemail for him. We hope that he will call us back at least, so we hope that we've got the right number. We Googled it and we tried to look for it, and I hope that was the correct number. We left him a message. Again, guys, the reason we are doing this, we love the clubs very much, and we want to, and the only way we can get this message across is by asking all the sponsorship guys that have put in a lot of money, a lot of investments into Manchester United, and with all the failings in all the things that Manchester United have been going through over the last couple of seasons, it's very evident that it is failing. The people that are supposed to get the club back to its winning mentality or winning ways have failed to do so. We've brought in a great manager, and I personally think all of the fans around the world are very happy with his appointment. But I am very, very worried that it's going to end badly for Erik ten Hag. So, I personally think that we need to keep doing this as fans. We need to try and reach out to as many people as we can within the commercial industry itself, within the commercial of Manchester United, to ask them. Literally, the only reason we are calling them is we want to get a comment. We just want to know, or we want to find out, how are they okay with it? Are they what are they going to do? Do they have plans on speaking to the club in terms of how they are going to resolve these issues? How are they going to get Manchester United back to winning ways, so that the value that they have associated their brand with gives them a much higher purpose. It gives them a much better position in the minds of viewers, in the minds of people out there. Now, guys, this is very, very important. The reason we are doing this is we are trying to get the message across to every single Manchester United fans out there. We want your help. We want you guys to drive this. We want you guys to help us. Now, it looks like my co-host has been having some troubles with the internet, especially Darren up in Noosa. What we can do, what we're going to do now is, again, as I said, we really want to drive this as much as we can, and we want to reach out to every single Manchester United fan that we need to make a difference. We need to make a difference. This is the only way we are going to get some results. We are going to get answers. We need to get answers. Mervyn, you're back.
Hey,
I've been alone. I felt a lonely night.
I knew it. Yeah, that's okay. How did you go, by the way? Sorry, I missed some of those parts.
Well, I managed to get in touch with TeamViewer, but it's their support line. But managed to get their email. Let's use our email and send them an email and get a comment from them. I want to get a comment from them. Now, look, the reason we're doing all this is to get a comment, and the most important thing is getting a
comment is one thing. It's also to acknowledge where the club is. I mean,
yeah. The first thing is they need to comment on how they actually looking at this and what are the steps they're going to take in ensuring that Manchester United is being put back into the right way. That's the most important. We got Darren back, so I think that's important. Look, in our next show, I think we are going to pursue this further. We are going to try and reach out to all the other brands who are associated with Manchester United. We want them to answer. We want them to answer our questions, because all we are asking, we're not doing anything that's wrong. All we are asking is, you have paid money. We worry for your investments that you have put into a club like Manchester United, that it is going to the hands of the Glazers and they are doing nothing with it. They're keeping it for themselves and they're not fixing the problems that need to be fixed. Right?
Yeah.
We're very sorry we couldn't get in touch with Tezos, but that's a blockchain company that we need to get in touch with. I think we're going to try and reach out to Alison. I think if I'm correct, that's her name. I'm just double checking that. What's her name? Let's see. Yes, Alison, who's the president at Tezos. We want to try and reach out to her. We want to find out what is her perception. She's built the company. What is her perception of the current situation at Manchester United? You know that we are all very disappointed with the current on-field and off-the-field antics of Manchester United, and how is she feeling about it, in the sense that her brand is now associated with Manchester United. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's just frustration. It's so disappointing. It's disheartening. The word is disheartening. We want to reach out to her. We want to find out, can she help us? Can she drive that message? Can she push that message to the owners and tell them to leave? Can they drive them out? Because as I keep saying, wow.
I think it's Alex.
Alex, are you driving somewhere, Alex?
I'm back.
You're back.
Yes. Sorry, I cut out before.
Yeah, you went off for training just now, isn't it, Alex?
No.
I heard you've been training Fred.
I know, he's just he's just driving his Bentley back to his house.
You're driving a Bentley back, yeah?
Hold on, let me.
Where are you running off to? Alex Telles. Please forgive Alex Telles, guys. Alex Telles is in Sevilla now. He's playing for Sevilla. He's just parked his Bentley, just come back from training. We can see him. He's in a dark alley. We can see him now. We've just spotted him. Alex Telles. He's just come back. Really hard days of work at the field, yeah? Alex, I heard you've been training Fred as well.
Yeah, I've been training Fred. He's working pretty hard.
That's good. Fellow Brazilian, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, guys, look, I think it's late. It's time to wrap up the show. We had a really great show today, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Red Devil Addicts, and also subscribe to our channel on YouTube. That's the Red Devil Addicts on YouTube. And we're gonna come back on Friday. This Friday, we will log on to actually bring you updates on any of the transfer news. We are hoping that there would be a transfer. I was reading just now that one of the outlets, TalkSport, actually mentioned that they are confident that Manchester United is going to sign Frankie de Jong before the Liverpool game. Well, I don't know how far that is true, but they seem to be saying that their sources have told them that Manchester United is just putting on the final touch-ups to the deal. Frankie de Jong is going to sign. And look, again, that's what we're hearing. We hope that on Friday, when we go live, we'll be able to give you some good news, or we've signed at least 1 or 2 players that could go straight into the Liverpool game and sort of help us not embarrass ourselves. We're playing at Old Trafford. We need a great result. We need a result. Man, we really need a result. So it's with me here at the Red Devil Addicts studio. I'm signing out. There's Joel here. We're signing out. Mervin and Alex,
Yeah.
have a good night, a good evening, and a good morning to whoever and wherever you are in the world. Manchester United fans, we are united in this. And I reach out to you guys. Let's keep talking to the sponsors. Let's get them to comment. How are they fine? How are they looking at this from their brand perspective on associating with something that is losing? We need to it's a winning team again. We need to and Manchester United to be winners. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you on Friday.
See you then. Bye.
See you, boys.
See you
Bye-bye.
later.
See ya.